everybody, my name is Asian Psycho, and it's gonna be the... How many chapters is it now? Yeah, I've lost track, but this should be the 64th chapter, because the 60th chapter was MTAR. 61st was, what was it, the Walther? Walther. 62nd would be... Ah, fuck it. I don't even know. The proper chapter title will be in this. It will be in the title. I've pretty much lost track because what I've been doing is goddamn Norton. What I've been doing is uploading all the videos, all the reviews, and putting them on schedule uploader and whatnot, and just leaving it there, and I would get back to actually putting in the information for the video at a later date. But as of now, I've uploaded a few other review videos for the Exploring the Arsenal, and I've done the Walther and Galil, and now next up is the INSAS rifle, which I will get to a review right now. So I don't really know what chapter it is right now. I've lost track, but it should be the 63rd or 64th chapter. I don't really know. It might even be the 65th. I don't know, but we'll just have to see, look at what, or wait and see. And I mean, you guys will know by the title of this video. I currently right now I don't, because I just had so much video stuff. But anyways, moving on with the INSAS review. It does cost 1100 GP for a single day and 5390 GP for a week. This does cost the same as the TAR 21 and I believe the Galil as well. You notice that starting with guns like well, assault rifles that cost, or assault rifles or submachine guns that go past the rank of like what, command sergeant major or something like that, or something like that, and you notice that they start costing a consistent 1100 or 1200 GP a day. So you can definitely tell that these weapons are meant to be better, but it's debatable whether they're really better or not. I mean, some of the starter weapons can really do you a lot of justice even then, and sometimes these higher ranked weapons, even though they seem like they're better because they cost more and all, might not do it for you. But that's just a fair token of warning. Let's get started on the INSAS rifle review. And it is unlocked at the rank of Second Lieutenant 3, so we are moving along these ranks here pretty quickly. And yeah, its damage on the damage on the INSAS rifle is at a 38. This makes it the same damage ranking, or whatever you want to call it, as the M4A1 and the M416, and the damage profiles do indeed seem pretty similar. I feel like the shots on the INSAS rifle are pretty much the same power as the M4A1 or M416, even though the M416 kind of sounds more powerful. But trust me, they are relatively the same damage. There might be a few discrepancies amongst you guys who have used the INSAS rifle before. It's not a particularly powerful or popular assault rifle for that matter, because I know it's kind of mediocre, but it is still a decent assault rifle, and we'll get into that right in a second here. Then as for its damage profile, I believe that the INSAS rifle has a weaker damage profile over range compared to the M416 and the M4A1. So at range, the INSAS rifle is not as powerful, but at close range or middle range, it should be able to perform on par with the M4A1 and the other M4 variants. Portability. The portability on the INSAS rifle is surprisingly high at 38. Or that's a damage. What am I talking about? 38. That's like machine gun stats. But anyways, it is at a 63 portability, not 38. And I've looked at pictures of the INSAS rifle in real life. Like I searched up on Google Images a long time ago, and by the way, the INSAS rifle does stand for Indian Small Arms System, and it is based off. It's partly based off the Russian AK design. I've done some research on it way back when. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that towards the end of the video. But yeah, the portability is at a surprisingly high 63. And I don't know. Looking at the pictures, like real life pictures, the INSAS rifle doesn't seem that portable. You know, it's not like you can just walk around and run around with it like you would an M4 carbine. But I mean, this is Combat Arms, so it's just a video game. So as far as Combat Arms goes, the INSAS rifle is more portable than most of your standard assault rifle like your M4. It's definitely faster than your M4A1. It's even faster than your M416, which has a 62 portability. So there you go. Rate of fire is at a 74, so even though I say that 74 is a pretty high rating for in terms of rate of fire for assault rifles, it seems to be the norm clearly, because how many other assault rifles have we seen that have 74 rate of fire? So yeah, it's quickly becoming the norm here if it hasn't been already. So yeah, the INSAS rifle does have the standard 74 rate of fire for that is clear, that it's prevalent amongst assault rifles. Accuracy wise, the accuracy on the INSAS rifle is pretty good as well at 86. This is the same as the TAR 21 and I believe the Galil as well. So continuing the tradition of highly accurate assault rifles. Recoil. The recoil is also at a 67, which is the same as the MTAR, the TAR-21 Mark II, and the Galil in terms of just sheer numerical statistics. As for the more in-depth aspects of the recoil on the INSAS, as for its recoil spread, the recoil spread, it reminds me of the AK-74U. It might be stretching for a little bit for some of you guys who have used both the INSAS and the AK-74U extensively, but I do feel like it reminds me of the spread of the AK-74U. It spreads out, but it spreads out steadily, not exactly slowly, but it does spread out steadily, but its maximum spread can be a hindrance. However, if you spray with it in long bursts, then you should be fine. As long as you kill your enemy within like the first 10, 12 bullets or so, you should be fine. The recoil spread shouldn't get out of hand. However, if you can't kill your enemy within those bullets, then you're gonna have a problem with your recoil spread. So the recoil spread can get out of hand, but it's pretty easy to control. All you need to do is just let it cool down for a little bit and then start firing again. The center speed should be sufficient enough to allow your recoil spread to largely go back to normal and then you can start firing again. Moving on to the Recoil Kickback. The Recoil Kickback is kind of hefty. It's on the heftier side of things. As for its hipfire kickback, you can definitely feel that there is a lot of hipfire kickback. Not as much as, of course, like the AK-47. That thing's like just it goes all over the place. But the INSAS's hipfire kickback is still there, and it's something you definitely want to watch out for, especially at middle range combat. You'll definitely notice that some of your bullets are going off target as a direct result of your INSAS rifle kicking around too much in your hands. I don't know if that's what she said joke, but whatever. I won't bother going there. As for its overall recoil control, oh, by the way, I forgot the in-scope recoil. The in-scope recoil, what I mean by that is the recoil that you see, the kickback that you see when you're scoping in its ACOG sight. By the way, it does have a forced ACOG sight. It's the only GP assault rifle to do so, or to have an integrated ACOG scope. The INSAS rifle, while scoped in through its ACOG, it's very bouncy. I'll tell you that. I'll say that right now. Its recoil kickback while ADSing is extremely bouncy. It's not as bouncy as, say, like the AUG A1, but it kind of reminds me of it. It goes everywhere. I like to think of the recoil kickback pattern of the INSAS rifle while ADSing through its ACOG scope. Like, it takes the shape of a really narrow I don't know, a really narrow pentagon. I don't know how many of you guys are geometrically minded. I don't think I pronounced that word correctly, but I don't know if you guys are into geometry or whatnot, but its recoil pattern reminds me a lot like as if it were a very narrow pentagon. Like as if you had like a really narrow rectangle and you had like a really narrow triangle on top slapped on top of it. It takes that kind of a shape. And this is kind of advantageous if you're at middle range, at close middle range. If you're at close middle range, all you need to do is just aim at their legs or their lower body and spray, and then the recoil kickback will hopefully score you an automatic headshot because the gun will kick up to the head hopefully. However, if you're shooting at people at long range per se or long medium range, then you can't really do that anymore because the recoil kickback will just go everywhere, and it's a lot better for you just to start tap firing instead of just going full auto. So the recoil kickback is kind of a problem, but if you know when to use it, then it can work out in your favor. Moving on to the overall recoil controllability. The recoil controllability on the INSAS rifle is overall a little tad bit on the difficult side, but it's nothing like too major that you can't learn how to master it. It'll take you a few games, maybe even more than a few games, but you can definitely learn how to control it and master it. So it may be a problem for the first few games, but after you're used to it, maybe you can do a little bit better with it. As for its Tapfire ability, the INSAS rifle's Tapfire ability is kind of quirky. For the most part, it works pretty well, but it seems like it has a slight jamming problem. Yeah, I don't know. It tends to jam a little bit. I don't really know how best to describe it, but it does seem to not fire if you tap fire too fast. So do make sure that you tap fire consistently and not too fast, because it might just jam on you. So be careful of that. Sprint drawback. The INSAS's sprint drawback. I don't know. It's pretty moderate. I mean, most assault rifles have pretty similar sprint drawback times and draw speeds. So for that matter, so I shouldn't really talk about those pretty much in any way. But the INSAS rifle is pretty moderate in terms of sprint drawback and draw speed. So nothing really too special there. Center speed. The center speed on the INSAS rifle is, I mean, it's moderately fast. It's nothing. I didn't really notice anything too, like outstanding about it. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's moderately fast. It's nothing like the AK where it's so slow that you really, it's like you're just waiting there for like a couple seconds. Or it's not like as fast as like the KH-2002 or the what is it again? What were those two? Sorry, it was like the FAMAS or other guns like that, where you know their recoil spread just snap back immediately once you stop firing. It's like, oh, but the INSAS isn't anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. Reload speed. The reload speed is quite moderate as well, so nothing too special there. Fire modes. The fire modes on the INSAS, I believe it is only available in fully automatic. I do not think it has a 3-round burst. I think I've checked it, but I can't be too sure. Maybe it does have a 3-round burst function, but I think it's only available in fully auto. As for its luck, the luck on the INSAS, I don't recall getting many headshots with it, so I'm going to categorize it as very low. Then again, I don't really know how you guys do with the INSAS, so it might be a headshot machine for you guys, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it scores me anyway very many headshots, so there you go. As for its ammo capacity, it's the standard 30 rounds per magazine and 90 reserve, nothing too special there. Key physical characteristics, I don't know. The most characteristic thing about it is it's got a one-of-a-kind kind of like light greenish camo that you don't really see on very many other guns. And you can kind of see an AK design on it. You can definitely tell that there's an AK kind of influence on the INSAS, but its most distinguishing feature, surprisingly enough, is the ACOG that's slapped on it. The INSAS rifle, like I mentioned before, is the only GP standard assault rifle to come with you know, the ACOG sight pre-attached to it. You can't do anything about it. It's a forced attachment, and you can't, you know, take it off and put on an ITEC. I believe this is also the only assault rifle throughout the entire game to have an integrated ACOG scope. Like normally you'd see like integrated ITEC sights. Like that's normal. Like you see it on the TAR, you see it on the MTAR, you see it on the M460CB, the Rec 7, all those other guns you see it on. However, the INSAS is pretty unique in that it comes with a pre-attached ACOG scope. You don't really have to worry about buying an ACOG scope and slapping it on the INSAS because it's already there. That's why that's partly the reason why I like the INSAS, but because it comes with an ACOG scope already. So that's why I kind of like it, because I prefer ACOGs over ITECs. So yeah, there you go. Muzzle noise. The muzzle noise on the INSAS. It sounds. Whenever I think of the INSAS, it reminds me of another gun that it sounds almost exactly like, except I don't know. I forgot what it sounded like. So maybe you guys can tell what it kind of sounds similar to. Maybe the oh god, I forgot that, but whatever. It does sound like some other assault rifle, but then again, I can't really think of it off the top of my head, so whatever. You guys will have to figure out that one out yourselves. Attachment options: you can only attach suppressors and magazines to it. Obviously, you can't attach another scope to it because it's already got one. No point in buying a scope for something that's already got a scope. As for whether or not it's fire team with it, I mean, it is an assault rifle, so it's infinitely better than submachine guns anyway for fire team. Take your pick. INSAS rifle. I would much prefer bringing an M4A1 to fire team just because of the fact that it's easy to control and easy to use. But if you guys like the INSAS for whatever reason, then there you go. As for quarantine, not really. I mean, assault rifles, you shouldn't really use them for quarantine anyway. Like, they're slow, they don't fire as fast as some machine guns do, they got more recoil for the most part, and their spreads might not, you know, be beneficial for taking out moving targets very well. So yeah, I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what you'd be doing in quarantine with the INSAS, but whatever floats your boat. As for my frank personal opinions, the INSAS rifle is it's a decent assault rifle at best. I like it personally, but not many people do. So it's basically up to personal preference. The INSAS rifle is there, and definitely adds to the diversity of the assault rifle spectrum in Common Arms. But it's definitely not a exceptional assault rifle. It's nothing of the sort. It's no M416 CQB, if you know what I mean. So yeah, basically you guys just have to try it out to see if for yourselves if you guys like it or not. Most likely, I'm gonna guess that not many of you will, but then again, it is up to personal preference, and you never really know until you actually try it out. But personally speaking, I actually do like it. It's just I don't really give it a lot. Give it, you know, much chance because there's so many other better assault rifles than the INSAS that, you know, it's kind of hidden under the rugs, so to say. So yeah, make sure to check it out. I mean, the INSAS rifle, for all it's one of those rifles that there's really nothing bad about it, but it's not good either. So it's kind of like that weird gray area that, you know, people aren't really very comfortable with. It's like it's either you like it or you don't, and I mean, if you don't like it, then, I mean, no one's going to force you to use this, and that's why no one's using this rifle anymore. Maybe people use it during the first week or so when it was released earlier this year, I believe. Maybe it's been a year or so, I don't know. But yeah, people have stopped using it for the most part. I don't really see anyone going around using the INSAS anymore. But yeah, make sure to check it out, guys. I'm not expecting you guys to like it per se or make it your go-to assault rifle, but it could work out in your favor. You never know. Anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. The proper chapter number will be in the title once again. I do apologize for not knowing what the chapter title is ahead of time, but yeah, that should be the end of the review. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. You could hit that outro so sexy.